And this means we could see something like the Jace coming through.
Wow. Corki Azir.
Okay.
We're back to Corki Azir. Okay. Thanks, Chovy. How many champions do you want to play? As this is going to be the first time that he's played Corki, and I think it's about his 200th pick this season.
18th technically, but yeah, we're getting
18th.
very close.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to round that up to 200.
He's going to be facing off against a lot of magic damage. The burn damage is going to be real from Lilia. And then Azir is obviously going to poke through a lot of that later on. But I think it just gives you such a great opportunity with the Senna here and the Corki. You have so much range damage actually behind this front line that it ends up being very potent, because if you try to burst down or burn down the Scion here, then the damage that is going to be coming out from the Corki and Senna is just so much.
In dive-style compositions, but that's not what they've decided to go with. They then lock away the Senna that has been so good for Def around here. Wants the Gromp, hasn't spotted Umpty just yet. As he pulls this one out, Vista and Deft are making their way up, so it's a little bit less dangerous, as now Umpty spotted out, takes so much damage and will get snared. Headbutt Pulve is good onto Deft and Vista, though, as Yaharong will get the inside track immediately. That's going to be Morgan coming on over as Deft manages to get out of the belly just in time and stays safe. The train not going to really do too much there, as you can see in Predaprion. Now trying to limp away, but the AoE is starting to follow them. Johan gets through, Chovy flashes, and there's the Phosphorus Bomb for the kill on the Pigeon. Hanwha Esports take first blood and win the first skirmish.
What a great fight for Hanwha Esports. Looked risky for a moment. I mean, Johan was so out of position, and he was trying to rejoin the rest of his squad. The Emperor's Divide, unfortunately, didn't set up... Oh, yeah, not done yet.
Goodbye.
What? Okay. Didn't really set up any follow-up. It kind of zoned some of Hanwha Esports out for just a second, but things got messy as
it was almost so good, though, because it picked up Vista mid-Devourers. There's the Onslaught of Shadows. Goodbye, Umpty. And I have a feeling that the Mental may have taken a bit of a bruising from game one.
Yeah.
Beautifully, actually.
Because no one else can actually challenge him anymore.
Oh, Hoya coming on over here as he does get a Gnar, but it is just onto Deft, who immediately explodes. The Rift Herald will be taken here by Johan, who's looking to now try and escape. So I guess theoretically you're going to trade HLE for a Senna. Good old Johan out with this one.
And they consider a fight too. Like the fact that they're even posturing around this makes me worried. Because you cannot win this fight right now, Predaprion.
And you may as well be somewhere else trying to get something else, right?
Yeah. It's starting to show. The cracks are certainly starting to show. I mean, look at this mid matchup.
Yep, Chovy just going to use a very, very nicely placed Valkyrie, and Johan almost didn't need to come in for that one, but always giving over assists is a good idea, so you might say KS. I say efficiency.
No.
Didn't find the first one, as Umpty's going to do it again. As the Onslaught of Shadows, goodbye, my friend. Beautifully executed. Gank attempt, Umpty goes golden, just to watch his death. That is Azonya's, so he doesn't waste anything for it as Chovy moves on over. Yeah, Morgan misses that cannon creep, so thanks for that one, Jonah Strong. And now might just die as Hoya about to hit Mega. There's the flash forward. Beautiful ultimate there.
The ultimate, so he cannot gnar him into the wall.
It's named correctly, as it turns out, as Yaharong might just be solo killed, and he is. Chovy just chases him down. Very, very dead is the Azir. And I remember the Corki Azir matchup, Wolf, and I remember it being a little bit more even than this. Talking about, this is Chovy and Deft against the world. And now Johan is going to receive Cast Curse, but no, instead he's just going to run extraordinarily fast and face check Hoya. So maybe it's not all over just yet, as he gets devoured from over the wall. Doesn't even have to use the ultimate, and Umpty is probably dead. Chovy, that was somewhat aggressive, one could say, is now some potential trouble here for the Tahm Kench, as Umpty was burning down for a while, goes down to a single-digit health bar. But
yeah, Henna has to heal to keep him alive, despite the death. They reset, now they've got Baron control.
Yep, package now going to be delivered over to Delight, and he does have the ulti available, so it keeps him alive for a little while longer, but he is still very dead, as now Johan going to get the devastating charge back. Umpty straight into a knock-up, and he is going to be obliterated as well. Hanwha Life now to go back to the Baron that they'd started.
Ribbon is being put on the gift that Hanwha Life Esports are about to send their fans here. They're going to trade this for a Drake, but it's a Cloud Soul, as you mentioned. It's not too impactful on its own.
Yeah, one solitary Cloud Drake when Hanwha Life Esports probably wanted to win this game before. There is a possible soul anyway.
Exactly. So
it's a rough time. Certainly going to be exciting as in goes Hoya and out goes Hoya. Goodbye, my friend. He will get stunned. As, Dawning Shadow says no. And the Gnar, no option of doing anything. Johan running extraordinarily quickly, or galloping, or cantering, depending on, I guess I didn't quite see his kilometers per hour at that point.
I mean, Atlas, this is the stage of the game where, you know, your front line is a Gnar or an Alistar, both of whom are burst down before they can be relevant. Looking like we're going to have the final moments of this game here, the final moments of this series. Fred Brion, one last stand.
Yep, Morgan in the front line, looking pretty comfy. Okay, here's the sleep. We do land it on it too. There is the Flash Emperor's Divide. The horse goes down very early, but Yaharong should be taken down. It's a really nice pulverize in the back line as the Corki is taken down as well, but not before he grabs himself a double kill, and now Delight is going to be hunted down by Deft. He has no mana, but he doesn't need it. Does grab the double kill. Is it going to be the full house? Deft's full of Chovies? The answer is maybe no. As Hoya, oh, maybe yes. As he gets slowed down now, Vista lands another tongue lash, and that is going to be that. The triple kill comes through, the ace goes down, and that is going to be Morgan clearing out these Nexus turrets and getting to work here. 25 minutes, a shellacking in game number 2. Harmalife Esports playing with pride, playing with vengeance against Fredit Brion, and they will say goodbye to them. Unfortunately now,
where I don't think they're going to get nervous, and they have an opportunity to really have a great run.
I'm not sure how Deft did more damage than Chobi that game.
Senna, man.
Congrats, dude. This was also a 25-minute victory. Senna is a scaling champion, so let's put that in context as well. Senna's just dumb, man. And look, Deft already had ludicrous, like, gold percentage, like damage percentages, you know, damage per gold is what I tried to say for about 20 seconds. It's only going to go up after a performance like that. So another very impressive one. And
thank you very much, guys. And Hana Life Esports once again with a peak performance was able to take game number 2. Fredit Brion was having a very weak game on the bottom lane, but still they stick to the Kai'Sa. And Hana Life Esports answered back with Senna, Tompkins, and also Corki, a new champion for the split coming out from Chovy. Corki has gone through some of the direct and indirect nerfs in the past, so this has not been a mainstream champion for a while. And it was really impressive to see Corki because Gorilla actually saw a lot of Corki games from Challengers Korea. And one of the players are having 100% win rates in this champion, which was Hana Life Esports Challengers team, and they always wanted to, you know, pair this mid laner with a very stable jungle champion, but this time around in the LCK team, they paired up the jungle mid duo as Hecarim and Corki. So it was really impressive to see that Hana Life Esports brought up new things at heading into the very end of the regular split. I want to say Hana Life won draft from the beginning. Fredit Brion was able to take some of the picks that they are confident in, the picks that they have practiced a lot, which means at the same time the opponents also know how to deal with it, and also there's a hard possibility that those picks have gone through multiple nerfs recently, for example Kai'Sa and Azir. And Hana Life Esports, as they are leading into playoffs, they are trying to bring new things over and over because, you know, there has to be a shift in terms of the meta, and they are getting ready for it. Whereas for the Brion, even though they know that those champions are nerfed, they were not able to get away from their comfort zone. We had some fantastic performance coming out from Vista, fantastic mukbang coming out from Vista, so let's take a look. This is where Hana Life Esports was able to get super ahead in terms of the gold. So even though Deft gets knocked up by Alistar, Vista actually holds on to his Devour and then puts Senna behind the wall of Emperor's Divide and putting her on a very safe spot. So very calm and collected move coming out from Vista. And it was really impressive to see that Hana Life Esports was able to chunk down the opponents, which put them on a very favorable spot to win this team fight. So very high mechanical skill coming out from Vista. He was not getting in rush in terms of that team fight. He knew the best timing to save that Senna. And Corki from Chovy was having a very decent game from the beginning till the end. And there was a moment where Fredit Freeland was finally able to pick up a kill onto that player. Corky was trying to rotate to the down end side of the map, so Delight, he was actually placing a ward in that rush, and he keeps his eyes on Chovy. Instead of chasing that Hecarim, he engages on Chovy, and it was a very successful attempt from Frederick Korean, but let's see how this fight unfolds. Corky didn't really use a lot of his abilities or summoners, and then Hana Life Esports rotates the situation around that Baron, and because Delight didn't have his flash, he got easily picked up by Hana Life Esports, and then as well was biting the dust. Hana Life Esports was not outplaying or anything like that, but still, even though they were down in numbers, they were very calm and collected, and they pulled out the best mechanical and macro decision possible. And we saw the reason why Hana Life Esports is one of the top seed in the LCK. They are always making the best decision and always showing the premier performance. Vista will be voted as POG for game number 2. Didn't die once in this game, and Gorilla, as a Tomkench player, he was on point. His performance was on flick, and he will be the best Tomkench player in the future for sure. And it was really impressive to see how he was able to keep calm in such a chaotic situation. Not many players take Ignite when you're playing Tomkench because you have to do your best to protect your AD carry, but still Vista was confident enough to take this aggressive summoner and still keep Deft in a very safe spot. Hana Life Esports, their bottom duos are always doing a fantastic work, whether they are completing their comp in the first rotation or the second rotation of the pick and ban. And Vista picked up 6 votes out of 9.